G'day Fran fans. Today we're going to talk about easy as living soil. So tell me, are you tired of lackluster soil treating your plants like dirt? Well, the guys at Easy As will keep you grounded. If for users that don't know what a living soil is, it's a composition of organic matter and mineral matter that is loaded up with microbial life that will break it down to provide the nutrients that you need. Compared to your normal potting soil, which is mostly a bark and peat mix with short-term fertilizer thrown in, you'd be used to the 12-month, 6-month fertilizer. Once that's through, there's basically nothing left in your soil. The difference here is that these bags are full of a whole range of amendments. The soil itself is your fertilizer and it's fully organic. So they've given us a bag. The guys at Easy As have teamed up with the Nutrifield fabric pots, and they've given us a bag of their new soil. They've recently improved it and we're quite excited about it. They haven't cut any corners on this one, but the quality has just gone up and the substrate consistency has gone up. And they've also given us one of these bags, these new fabric pots that they've redesigned. So I'll give you a look at this in a moment. But now it includes a new plastic liner. So it allows your soil to soak through a little bit better than it did before. Your normal fabric pots, they believe, tend to have a uneven drying pattern. So they've created this plastic liner just at the top half to give you a more even saturation of your soil. So I just happen to have a plant that's sitting in some of the older Easy As at the moment, and it's ready to go up in a pot. So I think we're going to give you a look at this. All right, so I've already got my old soil here. We've got the new bag ready here. Now, there's such a range of amendments, mineral and organic, in these bags. I just really don't have the time to explain them, but it's all on the back of the bag and they're all online if you want to check it out. But this is a fully organically certified soil. So anything you grow out of this, if you don't add anything extra, it's fully organic grown. So we're gonna look, I'm gonna crack this bag open and we're gonna have a look at the new soil and look at the structure.
You can really see the difference.
So you can see the structure on this. For those, we already have a lot of people running Easy As, and so this is the new formula that they've just come out with. No lack of quality here, but for those of you who have already run it, you'll be able to notice that the structure is a lot lighter than it was. It's got a lot more aeration through it. So they've really put a lot of effort and time into building this up. And for those of you who haven't run it before, you can see that that's very different to your normal bark soil substrate.
Super fluffy.
It seems very fine, but it's also got a really good balance of drainage. So it's not going to get too heavy, but it will hold water. So with this soil being so complete, I've just popped in it's a cherry tomato variety. It's a nice one that I just had sitting around. Great product to be using with this because they're very hungry and they do love their water. So this soil suits tomatoes very well, or it suits most things very well. So you don't have to do anything special in terms of the water. It will regulate its own pH, so tap water is fine. You're fine to just use the hose.
So as Brody mentioned before, Easy As also can be paired with a bunch of the no-till amendments to improve the soil's health further and occasionally amend it. The best way to do that is to get the bundles. But before we talk about the bundles, I'll just run through some of the amendments that they actually make so that you know what they do. First and foremost, we've got Regenerate. So you'll have to occasionally amend your soil. And by occasionally, I mean very occasionally. But this stuff is everything in here to bring it back to life. You've got an old soil or you've got a cheap soil that needs some boosting. This has so many things in it that is just gonna bring the soil right up. It's your NPK, it's got a bunch of little organics in there, awesome stuff. We've also got the worm castings, which can boost your nitrogen a bit further, as well as housing your beneficial bacteria. We've got your microbiome. Now that's all your mycorrhizae and beneficial bacteria in a concentrated form. You can just dump it straight in there and it's gonna build a nice colony. It's gonna keep all your roots clean. And then the final ingredient is the biochar, the activated biochar. Now this is just straight carbon mixed in with a little bit of beneficials so that everything plays really nice together. But this is going to reduce your soil density, it's going to increase your aeration, it's going to give your plants an excess of carbon. Really good with pairing with certain other amendments, which is why we have the bundles. Now in the case of the bundles, the very first one is 4 bags of this and 2 pots of that. You put 2 bags into the pots there, fill them up. You get 2 of these for planting in, and that should get you going pretty strong right off the bat. Now, if you need to amend your soil again, another bundle is the regenerate and the worm castings. These obviously pair really well together because you've got all your stuff to bring back the soil to top layer, as well as your worm castings, which is just going to help with that extra nitrogen and also giving a home for any beneficials that are living in here. And then if you really want to pump your soil life, we've got the Living Soil Life bundle, which is your worm castings, your microbiome, and your biochar. So you pump all this in here and you've got a great environment for this to flourish and keep your soils absolutely thriving with an amazing network of beneficial bacteria and fungus that are going to keep your roots growing and clean, and your plant's going to know exactly what to do with all of the nutrients. So if you're interested in any of these bundles, be sure to come into store and ask us about it, and we'll be sure to tell you about all the other amendments they also make, as well as you can check it out online. So until then, we'll see you next time.